Hello, darlings.
How's the lighting?
Is it in your faces?
Where should we put you?
Too much light.
Excuse me. Gotta get my coffee. Well, while you all find the kitchen stream, I'm gonna go get my coffee. Then we're gonna hang, because you folks said you missed my kitchen. Yeah, this is my kitchen. All right. Where's my coffee? Oh, there it is.
No. How is everybody? So, I did a remote last night and it looked like Trump can get 20 million together to pay, excuse me, what he owes. But 20 million is a lot of money, but people's excuse me, people's money is tied up in the campaigns. So a lot of people don't have money they can give him. I mean, from Trump's perspective, it's like, what the hell are you people doing to me? I'm the winner. I'm the presumptive winner of the GOP. You guys need to bail me out of this. You guys need to bail me out of this. I'm the winner. I'm the winner. That's what it feels like. And they just don't have it. They can get him 20 million. If you're asking me about what's in the documents. But 20 million is not 90 million, right? Does Russia have money? It wouldn't be coming from their war cabinet, right? It wouldn't be coming from their war cabinet. Sorry about the cough. Why wouldn't it be coming from their war cabinet? It wouldn't be coming from their war cabinet because their war cabinet doesn't have any money in it, right? So we know that the Russian war cabinet doesn't have any money. So if it's not the, I know. If it's not the Russian war cabinet, then who? Dang it. Why can I never find anything when I'm live? I just bought allergy wipes from the cat for the cat and I can't find them. Well, I'm just going to have to use these. Sorry about this, folks. I'm back at home, back with my allergy. I bought allergy wipes and spray, which is now gone. And her dander is everywhere. So I'm just going to wipe it up. Literally on the surface of everything. Better. So, getting back to your question, no, it's not going to come from the Russian government because the Russian government doesn't have any money. Instead, it's going to go to oligarchs and criminals who've been making money on the black market cryptocurrency, having fake businesses, right? Those are the people, in plain words, thugs, criminals, the mob, the Russian mob, the Israeli mob, who are pretty much working together, right? To do what? The Russian mob based in Ukraine, right? Working with the Israeli mob. A lot of Russian gangsters moved to Israel, right? It was a major security risk. You weren't able to book on Booksy? Why is that, Cheryl? If you cannot book, if you would like to book with me, the easiest thing to do is just send me a text and I'll put you in and then if you want to book, it's really easy. Anybody struggling with booking with me, just send me a text. It's really easy. Just say, I want to book. There's my number, 323-762-3982, and just say, hi, Dr. Anderson, I need a reading or I need a consult. And you don't have to do any rigmarole. And then I'll just write your information down and you can just come to me directly, or I will have my assistant, Chuck, see you. The other thing that I wanted to talk to people briefly about had to do with energy medicine and the tarot. Some of you, oh, I left you a message. Oh, you did? Okay, Cheryl. Well, I've got openings tomorrow. If you want to come in, just can you text me at 323-762-3982 and I can get you in this week. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, so in terms of the herbs, I've got a couple of herbal tea orders that have to get out. People had wanted to know how that works. I'm a medical intuitive, and I went to medical school so that I could treat. And then I also have an intuitive relationship with the plants. And so my protocol for treating all disease is diet, lifestyle, and tea, herbs. So it's very, very simple, basic naturopathic medicine. There's no massive amounts of tinctures or anything like that. I just make a tea. I do sometimes recommend supplements like a multivitamin, vitamin D, fish oil if you don't have fish 1 to 3 times a week, that sort of thing. Oh, you were interested in the tea? If you're interested in the tea, then you have to, the reason you could be struggling is because it requires you to have an appointment with me. Because I have to do a reading, and then we go through it. You can do a medical, if you want a full medical treatment, you would book for a medical intake. If you just need to see me as a reader and prepare an intuitive tea, that would be different. Just a half-hour reading is fine. Yeah, so people had asked about categories of the tea. If I could categorize what the most common are that I treat, it's number one, digestion, because digestion gets weaker as we age. That's because the pancreas gets weaker. Also, our tissue becomes less receptive to the nutrients. So it's not about taking in more hormones. Some people think they have to take more hormones. No, blood flow to the tissue increases it increases your chances of the hormones binding to the tissue. So that's why cardio is so important. Cardio is so important because it gets the hormones to the tissue. It gets the thyroid hormone. People say, well, I just pump. I don't do cardio. Well, then you're not circulating your blood. And if you're not circulating your blood, you're not circulating nutrients and hormones. So as we get older, that becomes more vital to hormone health, is that we've got to keep circulating and keep the flow up. So I would say digestion is my number one thing I treat, and adrenal fatigue is second to that. People are just wiped out, including me. I feel pretty good today. I had a good sleep last night. And depression. But when you treat depression, you want to go into the soul's cause. It's not just about, sometimes it's about cutting down on sugar, etc. But there's also a spiritual component. Yeah, bursitis is an inflammation of the bursa, and usually it's from repetitive irritation of the bursa. Oh, hi, Rose Blue. If you need affordable reading and you can't afford a full reading, then I do have a Wizio, and that's 15 minutes. No, it's 5 to 10 minutes, and it's $30. So, and I just tape the answer. And you can usually get it in less than a week back. So that's an inexpensive way to do it. Okay, are we going to do the empath prayer? Acupuncture and cortisone? No, I'd like to know the cause. Why is it happening? Cortisone is just covering the pain, but it doesn't take care of the underlying cause. Okay. Somebody hated listening to the empath prayer. They said, okay, she's finished at such and such time with the empath prayer. I'm like, that's so rude. Okay, I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively we say, Amen. Oh, is Pumpkinhead going to receive? Oh, how much money do they have? If the oligarchs are endorsing them, but why would the oligarchs endorse them? What oligarchs are left that endorse Russia taking over Ukraine? I mean, you should see the cynicism in Russia. 800 dead a week. 87% of their military wiped out. It's hard for people, was it worth it? That's what Putin, I don't think the average Russian thinks it was worth it. I think that they are, they're pretty disgusted with Putin. Let's take a look. He's like Netanyahu, he's just disastrous. There's only so many times you can lie to people before eventually people see through you. And that's what's going on with Putin, and that's what's going on with Netanyahu. You can see right through them. They don't care about anybody, it would appear. Just their right-wing crazy, terrorizing everybody, being a bully, crazy policies that only made things worse, being hostile just to be hostile. My money's on Benny Gantz. I see that there are people in Russia that are academics and intellectuals that are not Putin, that have nothing to do with Putin, and they would very much like to have a relationship with the United States. And that's something that I see over and over again. It's like the experts, the people that believe in the Russian Constitution. It's that kind of they have a Declaration of Independence, right? Wasn't it? What was it? Was it the Constitution? What did Gorbachev write? It was their Constitution? But you have this mastery over the issue and making coin, and then you have this offer. So let's take a look. It could be, if they're making coin an offer, that he could be paid in cryptocurrency, which is the problem I have with cryptocurrency. is that what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to not have your money in the US dollar. And the more you take your money out of the US dollar, the weaker the US dollar becomes. And then the US dollar is competing against Bitcoin. And then the next question you have to ask yourself is, well, who owns Bitcoin? Well, Elon Musk owns a third of Bitcoin, right? So what's scary about that? What's scary is about that is he's the king of the world and he owns a third of the coin that is being pulled out of much of the Western world. And that's the fear, right? That's the criticism. And it's a legitimate criticism, by the way. So we need to be very wary of crypto, and we need to be very wary of people who short crypto. They get you to invest, and then they pull out of the crypto before. This is something that the crypto magnates have been accused of doing, is that they got rich by conning people to put money into, say, Doggy Coin or whatever, and then they pull out before everybody else does, and they're basically defrauding and destroying people's lives to get themselves money for whatever, right? So that's what we have here with Trump. We have people potentially manufacturing coin, conning people and investing in a particular coin, then pulling out of the coin, shorting it quickly, having a bunch of cash, or transferring it as a crypto when it's high and then having them cash out. You see, so that's the wild, wild west of crypto. So it could be that the crypto kings, the people making the money, give him an offer. So that would indicate something is happening and some kind of an alliance or partnership. The crossing card is victory over 6 months and an ace of wands moving in. Shady financial stuff, shady financial dealings. They're going to have to leave this behind, these shady dealings, because it's not good for Russia. It ultimately didn't help with them, like toppling unstable democracies in South America. Remember what I had said about every time I look to Russia, my attention, the cryptocurrency, I find myself in South America. Remember that from 4 or 5 years ago? I had no idea what the hell I was talking about. And then Venezuela, they all started collapsing. So the winds of war are here. The winds of war are here. And the winds of war are here because the people involved are desperate. They're desperate to take control of a situation that they have no control over. You can see, if you looked at the juxtaposition of these cards, I can go ahead and show them. I'm just at my kitchen table, but that's how you guys like it. You can see here, here's Trump, and here's the winds of war. Here is people walking away from him. They're desperate. Look at the fighting. Look at the war. Look at the money's not there. You manufacture it by shorting Bitcoin. The truth is coming out. He was a fool. People were led down a lot of rabbit holes and gaslit, hopes and fears, healing, and then the final outcome, 3 of Pentacles, which would be a brand new contract. I feel like the best solution for Trump is for him to cooperate with the FBI. I feel like he's going to wind up in some kind of mental hospital or something. I know people have said that before, and I thought, oh, come on, no. But these cards lately, like the fact that he got the swan, it's like, come along, darling. You're not ready for prime time. So yes, the money will be coming from crypto coin, etc. It looks like, but whether or not they can pull together enough coin is questionable. I didn't know I was allergic. I found out I was allergic after I adopted her, but I've had it for 9 years. Why doesn't Jared bail him out? Well, probably because he made a deal with the FBI to cooperate after his wife had to confess that she had signed certain documents, and so she had to cooperate, and then the feds agreed not to prosecute her. She was met in New York a couple times. Feds met her when she flew in. She had a deal. We talked about the deal. We talked about the fact that Jared, isn't it weird that it's all happened? Y'all thought I was crazy. Well, I am crazy, but I'm also psychic. I'm also a remote viewer. I think that kind of shocks people, even though they've watched me do it. It's like, oh, she can do this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool skill. Yeah, I like what I do. So that's what happened. Yeah, she told her husband what had happened. He made a deal with the feds. They were under FBI. It went on for a very long time with them being FBI informants. If we knew it, I'm sure Trump knew it. And then she did what she was asked to do, which was testify. And the rest is history. So, no, I don't think that Jared, given the warnings from the feds and everything else, is going to have his wife have anything more to do with Donald Trump. This is a very, particularly since the FBI put the hammer down, I think it's a very strained relationship between the Kushners and the Trumps right now. I can't imagine it wouldn't be. Um, It was a cruel game. It's like when you guys had me go in with Michael Cohen and the fact that they ordered him to destroy the documents. They thought that they thought the Trump Tower was going to get raided. And they were right. It was going to get raided. So they sent everything over to Cohen's offices because, wasn't that stupid? Then they called Cohen, I think it was Don Jr., whose phone was tapped because he'd been communicating with the Russians, which is how his phone got tapped. Other people's children, right? So, yeah, so the feds were listening in when he said, y'all better destroy those documents. So then they went and got a 48-hour emergency. We're able to raid Cohen's offices. So very frustrating. That would be my feedback to you. It's very frustrating because you have to wait so long from the time you get the document and then give it to people, and then you have to listen to 4 years of people screaming at you. You didn't know, you didn't have me. And then it happens. It's like, oh, 4 years of listening, and then they accuse you of being wrong about something else. And it's like, okay, well, maybe I was, but and then you go and you recheck your work and say, it's looking like Trump's going down financially, and I don't see. I think that the award's going to be given to the second runner-up, like Miss America, and I think it's going to be Nikki Haley. All right, question now about Kate Middleton. As I said, I'm not her doctor, but I can give people general ideas about what I think happened, and they said it was a blockage. So it just sounds like diverticulitis resulted in a blockage, and it was quite serious, and she had to have surgery. So the takeaway there is diverticulitis definitely has a stress component. There's a stress. When your digestive tract is so rigid from stress that you can't eat. It's just it's a terrible place to be in. Yeah, let's take a look. Kate Middleton. I think your stomach your digestive tract becomes so rigid that food can't move, and that's why it becomes impacted. It becomes like a metal rod from tension. I think that's the psychological component of diverticulitis. It becomes like a rod, a tight, tense rod, and so everything stops. And if it continues, it shuts down. And I believe that that's what happened to her. That's what happened to me. You got to turn off the news. You got to go take care of yourself. You got to go sit in nature. You got to love yourself. Put some Reiki on there and just do a ton of mountain sage and chai. And if you have to take antibiotics, you have to take antibiotics. I mean, I was scared I was going to go to the hospital. It was a miracle. I mean, I just fasted on tons of sage, washing my gut with sage, and cloves and other antimicrobials. How does she feel? She feels trapped. She feels trapped by her situation. She feels like she is so trapped, she can never leave. And it's because she's the mama. She's the mama. So I mean, she's even talking about having another child here. I don't know how old she is, but I suspect it was diverticulitis. That yes, intestinal blockage and resection was the public statement. But I think what caused it was diverticulitis and stress. I don't think it was IBD. And there's a number of reasons why I don't, but I'll leave that for later. The Empress, she's the Empress, the mother of the nation, right? But her karma card is, look, she's trapped. Look at how trapped she is. Where she's at right now, she's completely confused. Her mental health is very poor, inverted moon card. Her mental health, it could be because of the drugs she's on. She could be on multiple drugs. When she came back from the hospital, she's presenting as an inverted moon card. She's out of it. I mean, what are they going to do? Just keep chopping parts of her off every time she gets stressed out? Or what are they going to chop out next? And she's meanwhile mentally, what do they got her on, Valium? They did the same thing to Princess Diana, gave her a ton of drugs so that she could just be this little robotic queen. They're killing her. That's what I think. I think that this is killing her. I think that it's not. She's going, look, if you love this woman, anybody who knows this person, get her out of there. The duties of being a queen, a princess, are killing this individual. Financial offer, what she sits in, her spirituality, what she's coming out of. She looks beyond her current situation, where she's headed, complete heartbreak and devastation. She could be offered a large sum of money to abdicate. It's as if she's being discarded. Like now that she's so broken and she can barely function, it's like, well, it's obvious you cannot fulfill your duties as princess and future queen. So we'll offer you a nice sum of money. Oh, you're heartbroken because we got our heir, we got our spares. You were the mummy, but you just can't. You're just not what you were. You see, my darling, you're just not. Like a little money. Oh, you'll have your freedom back. Smoother waters. Hopes and fears, the star. The final outcome, the King of Swords rules, the Ice King. I think it's always been William who's the one that's the problem. I had said this as a remote viewer on multiple occasions, that the problem was not Charles. I'm not saying Charles it doesn't do his own horrible things, but William is really someone with some mental health problems. I'm sorry. He presents as cold as ice. He hates his brother. He hates his brother's wife because they're happy. He's jealous. He hates Harry because Harry has a life. And so he wants to destroy the life of Harry because he feels in his bizarro mind that Harry got the life. He never got to have a life, William. His life was taken from him at birth. And even Harry's relationship with their mom was different from this person's perspective. Like William was treated as Charles' heir. This is how it feels to me when I go into it, which is that it was, even if she didn't want to do it, Diana, she went along with the extra classes and the extra private tutor and the responsibilities because Diana understood that William was going to take the throne. But it meant while he was off doing that, she was cuddling with Harry, watching movies and eating popcorn. So who got most of the bonding? Harry. Harry got to be the little cuddle bug, right? Is that what you called him? My little cuddle bug? Ooh, your little love bug. Little love bug. Ooh, little cuddle bug with her Harry. Meanwhile, where is William? Being terrorized by the expectations, right? Sitting and having to work 24 hours a day. So what happens to him? He becomes as cold as ice. And he starts wanting to control others the way that he was controlled. Oh, yeah, you don't like it? You should see what the fuck happened to me. That's how this guy talks. And he needs help. This is the dynamic. If I were to give you a profile as a professional remote viewer, that's the profile. Everybody must be in the same cage that I was in. I was in a cage, and now you get to be in a cage. You don't like your cage? You think it's all fun and games to come be a royal, right, Megan? You flutter in here, you little actress, having your fun. You think that's what you should? I was in a cage. You see what's happening here? So who's he now? Who's he giving the stink eye to? The happy people, the happy royals. Well, at this rate, the message to William is you could be going to the throne, but you'll be going to the throne as a bachelor. You're going to be crowned king, but you won't have a wife. At this rate, it's very possible he will sit on the throne without a wife because this guy has got some lessons to learn. Look at this. Look how defensive. What did I do? Well, I didn't do anything. I didn't cause her to have a stomach ache. He's all defensive after the fact. So look at this, look at this, look at this. Over. Goes nowhere. Defensive. What did I do about it? Look at the karmic wheel. Look at her. She's fine. She's out in 6 months. Or 6 seasons. Was that 3.5 years? Point is that this girl is out. Mm-hmm. If her health begins to fail, it's almost like they're offering her an exit with an Ace of Pentacles and you see this 3 of Swords and this heartbreak. It's like they're done with her. It's like, here's your money, go. It's almost like to be discarded or something. It's like, Oh, you're not young and pretty anymore. And you've got all these health problems, which we created. You can go now. We've got to get a younger, perkier version, right? So that's what's going on with her. I think the takeaway here, though, for everybody, after coming back from Israel and everything that, all my experiences that I've had the last couple of months is there are no royals. Don't be impressed by money. Don't be impressed by any of those things. Have a vision. Believe in yourself. Ask yourself how much you're willing to sacrifice to see this thing happen. Don't compromise your ethics. Don't be full of crap. Don't tell yourself you're a nice person when you're doing things you shouldn't. I mean, like, there's all kinds of lessons I've learned the last couple of months just from going to Israel and trying to get this peace proposal through. And the other thing I would say is that a lot of people are working really hard behind the scenes to see that it doesn't escalate into World War III. At the same time, the people that are trying to get it not to escalate into World War III, they themselves have to do some serious self-evaluating, because there are a lot of people that made money off this chaos for a very long time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, the royal family is interesting to me. Those cards are interesting because it feels to me like she's being killed slowly because she's loyal. Her loyalty is, she's being killed by loyalty, by that plastered smile. And let's all pretend, happy, happy, joy, joy. Just like they nearly killed Diana. And only this girl is tough, right? She's like going into battle and she's losing body parts, right? So how long is she for this world if this keeps up, That's how I feel about it. It was interesting also, I did a mediumship with Princess Diana, and the first thing that I didn't know what was going on. This was before they had left England, left Britain, and I heard Princess Diana say to Harry, sometimes the old ways are not the best ways, Harry. And I thought, wow, that was an interesting thing to say. Sometimes the old ways are not the best ways, Harry. Just because it's the old ways doesn't mean make it right, doesn't make it better. It's just the old ways. And the other thing she said to him when they were stressed in England was, she said, Harry, you should listen to your wife more often because Meghan is right sometimes about a few things. In plainer words, she said, listen to Meghan, leave, get out of there. The most important thing is your marriage, your family, your children, your happiness, right? So hearing her say, sometimes Meghan is right about some things. So that was not publicly what the Meghan bashers wanted to hear from Princess Diana, that take your family and go. Meghan's right. The old ways are not always the best ways. But I also felt her disappointment in William, that he had become cold like Charles. It was like, you save the kid you can. And that was the kid she could save. That was the kid who felt her essence, felt her presence, and that she was able to communicate with, to get the hell out of there and save yourself. Very sad. All right, my loves, thank you so much for your love and support. If you need to reach me, you can just text me. It's fine. If you're having trouble, just go ahead and text me, and then I will just get you into Booksy myself, if you're having trouble with the Booksy app. Yes, I will send it again. No, it's 323. 323. 323. Yes, emailing is whimsyanderson@gmail.com. Yeah, there you go. Good old-fashioned natural medicine, Ayurvedic. And good old-fashioned card. I'm a good old-fashioned witch, right? I'm just an old-fashioned witch. Nothing, I'm just an old, this is the old ways, right? Just a witch in her kitchen with her cards, her intuition, her heart, her hands as a healer, right? Her prayers and her herbs. And that's pretty much how I come to the table, right? I should start bringing people in here to have readings at the kitchen table. That would be fun. It would be nice. Because I don't have my offices anymore. All right. I love you guys. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too. Thank you so much for your memberships. We are almost up to 27,000 members. Much gratitude. And of course, we have several hundred, subscribers. We have almost 27 subscribers, and we have several hundred members now following my channel. So much appreciation to all of you. All right. Be well, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.